Yeah, one more shot. And again, just looking at the records, 5-2 for Florida, 4-2 for Atlanta. One of those wins coming today against the Gorillas. So see if they can step up. And if you're watching some players, I'm looking at Abizi and Priesta. How do they perform when their backs are up against the wall?
Here we go. Yeah, you said it was Pristini's kind of best map maybe this weekend. Can he do it? But we're going to start off on Simp's POV. Now, the good thing, you've got the strong spawn if you are Faze. He's looked to maintain that side there. I think it was Pharaoh that was going to be trying to lurk through, but he's not going to be able to do it. Into the hard point go. Atlanta Faze. Right into the forefront of things was Abizi. He's finally going to drop, but quickly with the answer, it'll be Major Maniac with 2 now in his back pocket. It'll be him and Simp kind of holding the cross as Frosty soars on in.
Yeah, just some insane movement from Frosty, some insane movement from Celium. He's able to find a double. Some nice early time, and you said it. Typically, what you want to see if you are starting on the left side of your mini map is a lot of early time, and maybe Florida can do that now. Is Atlanta are going to want to play a little bit more conservative as they get set up for tire shop, and well, what we've basically deemed at times the unbreakable. Can they break through?
Yeah, that is the question. Mutineers have a frustrating 60 seconds ahead of them, or do they? Let's go straight to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the Mutineers.
Here. One more. One's green. Bottom. Nice, good shit. Go.
One shot, wooden steps.
I'm go top.
Window, guys.
Nice steps now. What steps?
Good job.
Nice.
I'm nading Q1. I'm hard
Push
nading.
it further. I'm dead. I'm dead. I have a trophy outside window.
Get time. You guys have to get time.
Go stay. Everybody calm down. I'm getting middle. I need the middle.
Yeah, all that time.
They're gonna be top.
Yo, middle arc. Two tires. There's like 4 bottom tires, bro.
One shot, low hill.
Body
Low hill.
control.
Two low hill. Two low
I'm
hill.
getting out. You guys get that done.
Back window now.
Window.
One more. Oh, they spawned there.
16. Yo, we flipped out. Play this. Did someone get initial with trophy?
I have shot.
Crossing green.
Listen, one bottom green. Play like a crazy in green.
Fork dead. No P1 door.
No, one's in green already. One cross green already. Go.
Yeah,
Sell that.
Oh, we have to see him. Bottom up.
I'm watching scap.
Get a
I
trophy down.
have green. He's shooting you from the window.
Yo, get clean across green.
Yeah. We need it up. Let's
I have scap.
Watching Q1. Go, two green.
Well, Mutineers, they do a good job of the opening transition to tire shop. It's not nearly the lead you might have expected Faze to have. What worked for the Mutineers there, Joe?
Just was their push right off the start. I think we were on board with Awakening, and we found 2 or 3, and they put enough presence on the hill. They got so many kills in a row that they got those spawns near that parking lot, and they win another fight. I will say, though, Atlanta did a good job fighting back, not giving up all the time, but a big break, a small win for Florida.
And I think the last I saw the scoreboard up, it was Simp this time starting slow. Yeah, it's just feels like somebody for Faze just can't get going out the gate, and as much as they're struggling, it's prop to the Mutineers on starting hot. Skies wins another gunfight. As you can see, the fight's happening top side and bottom floor as well. Gotta love the picture-in-picture. Gonna show you both sides of this hard point. What can Pharaoh now do? A little slide cancel across. You kind of saw there, like, the change now with Merc foregrip gone. Like, that hip fire there is such a faster kill, right, with Merc foregrip. A little bit different now. You've seen the change all weekend.
Yeah, you're hardly seeing any hip fire kills. And there were some ones that were pretty bonkers in events in the past, but Florida are going to break through as we take a look at our scoreboard. Yeah, Simp 4-13, starting to turn things around now. A solid life. The good thing for them, Major Maniac, Celium, Abizi all playing well. They're still in this one. They have this spawns for docks as we're going to rotate over towards that left side of the map. Celium fighting for the rest of the scrap time. And one thing I noticed early on was Florida was running a 2 AR setup, and that can punish your subs, guys like Priesta, guys like Simp, because you're just running into M4s.
Well, that was the thing that Rocker did that really kind of hurt Faze at the beginning of the year, right? When they were first struggling, when it first seemed like somebody kind of slowed the game down, they struggled with it. That's exactly what it was. The Mutineers can keep it rolling, but a chance for a lead change now if Faze can continue to hold. But the problem is they've got Pharaoh in their second story. Simp comes in for the knife. and Pharaoh puts him in the dirt. Pharaoh keeps on rolling, 21-12, 4 in a row for Pharaoh. The break is in for the Mutineers, and Pharaoh from the top was doing them dirty.
Just reminds you of Gunrunner. They get early setups. They're not executing your first set of kills. Awakening did it on the second hill. This time it was Pharaoh who goes on a spree. They have to find those openers. They are simply just not. It's going to be a 60-point lead as we reset now and go back to our first hill inside a warehouse.
So good for Mutineers, and the hard point struggles continue for Faze. Can they do it better this time? I mean, you need to get some time inside and hold down Tire Shop. It cannot be as scrappy as last time around. As you say, they've got to. It is 5 down. The clean sweep for Mutineers. The only silver lining, you're still on that side of the map if you're Faze, but they're going to get a ton of time now on this hard point.
They are, and you see Pharaoh goes back to that M4. It feels like it's hill dependent when he wants to run that second one. 3 do come in. 30 seconds, though, earned by the Mutineers. Puts them up to 150. Major Maniac with a big play. Able to connect with a nade, able to stay alive. Simps there now to help them, but they aren't ready for Frosty, who's there for the cleanup. Just trying to fight for this scrap time. How can they hold on to Tire Shop? Tire Shop, a good hold here will, bring them within 10.
And now, 100 points away from awakening at his first pro event, going through Huntsman, going through Empire, and going through Faze to get his first ever tournament victory. Just wild stuff as the storylines for these young players continue to grow. But they're not out of the woods yet. As you mentioned, a decent hold here, or a strong hold here, and they're right back into the game. But Havoc trying to play the disruption yet again on the pinch. It's going to be Awakening trying to collapse on through. Havoc's able to take 2 down. Awakening gets 1 on the other side of things, and he's now gotten into the hard point. They're at least disrupting some of the time. Spawning out is Faze.
It can't happen, Clint.
And time after time, Mutineers break. Faze can't hold. And I still can't decide. I guess if it was just this series, I'd say it's all Mutineers, but it's been a trend for Faze all weekend long. It is sloppy. They've got to go back to the drawing board in hardpoint because it is just mistake after mistake.
You want to know what it is. What they do such a good job of is playing their life. They don't play around the objective. When I talk about the Mutineers, we were on board with Awakening. He was playing his life. Then it was Havoc. He was playing his life, just playing for spawn kills. Because what that does when you stay alive, that causes the opposing team to panic. They can't get your cuts middle of the map. That buys you time for your reinforcements to push up. And you need your reinforcements to break that hill. You need numbers. You need 4 to 5 guys in that area, and they have done it twice now. They did it at Docks. You see the kill feed. They are doing it again here. Florida Mutineers are just simply on point.
How many was that in a row? It's still going. Where's the last time? There we go. Beezy, thank you. Somebody from Faze got a kill. That stretch was absurd. It had to be 10 to 12 straight for Mutineers, still up 75-45 away from their second home series win. Faze, you've had a lot of series comebacks. You've showed a lot of guts in coming back in these series. Can you do it one more time? And this map has provided some of the more insane comebacks. You've seen Empire do it. You've seen Rocker do it. You've seen so many of these scenarios, but is the lead simply too big? Now, as you get inside of Office, somehow if you're Faze, you have to hold down Office, and you've got to rally that right into Docks. But Mutineers, they just cannot let it happen. Pharaoh now over the 30-point mark. Look at the effort out of just basically everybody from the Mutineers. Just stellar stuff.
This hill, though, is keeping Faze in it. They're still alive. And it feels like this is one of like those hills where, maybe Florida's not getting a ton of pressure because they really are trying to put emphasis on this Docks hill.
Oh, better hold,
close the game
better
out.
hold.
Yeah, exactly. Do they hold? That is the question. Havoc's going on a wide flank, and I think he spawns them out.
Oh, no.
Havoc, because he goes on the wide flank, his teammates die. The Faze flip is in.
The flank is fine if your players don't die. It's just the worst of two things.
Right? The communication has to be on point there to line that up correctly. They did it on the first rotation. Can they do it on the second? 3 gonna go down. That's gonna apply some forward pressure. Pharaoh just staying alive, trying to get some spawn kills, but here comes Awakening. Here comes Havoc. The push is in.
Can they break him again inside of docks? They did it so easily last time around. Now the parallel spawns are in, and it is just a swarm in and around the point. That 75-point lead has evaporated. Now down 11 is Faze. They've gotten set up into the hard point, but there's still bodies there from Mutineers. What seems like it is going to be our first lead change in forever. Now coming through Faze. Go out in front with 20 seconds remaining on the hard point. Now Mutineers look to get this scrap time, and all the focus is going to be on next. As we get into our third set of rotations, we'll look towards the map. Who's going to have the spawns? Who's got the spawns for Tire Shop, or do we even get there?
Do we even get there? And Skies is playing his life so well, but Faze isn't going to worry about him right now. You have to focus the hill. It's Celium. It's Simp inside. Priest is going to be there. It's a 3-man stack right now from Faze. Can they hold on? They can win it here. Well, both teams can, and that's 4 dead. Major Maniac, he's going to win the mid-AR battle at Tire Shop. They have spawns if we go the distance.
And 2 of them spawn top Tire Shop. I don't know if Skies was ready for that, so 2 Faze members going to be there. They've got Tire Shop control. They're set up in position to take it, but Mutineers can still win it. You can't even think about the spawns for next. You've got to close it out here. If you're Mutineers, you've got to do it. 13 points now away from victory. As they look to hold off the Faze onslaught, you said it perfectly. They are all in now, and they can do it. They've gotten the kills. Simp is going to be the last person here. He's got to try and disrupt. They just need a couple more ticks. Can Faze contest? They've gotten it for now, but there's the clearance from the Mutineers, and there's the win. They hold off the late surge from Faze, and they will get their second home series win. What a map it was. Woo!
That was a fun one. It was all Florida early on, and you know what? Sometimes they just do not go away, and they didn't. It was a big office hold. It was a big docks hold to keep them in the game, and yes, Faze, they did it. They were able to fight for Tire Shop if we went there, and that was it. It was if we went there, but guess what? We didn't. They're able to hold on. It's